Hello, my beautiful badgers. Messi Coda back again with the last Christmas live dev interview of 2022. Thank you for joining me in all of these wonderful live chats we've had on allthews.twitch.tv/the Messi Coda. This time I'm joined by Kavorka Games, and we're getting physical, and we're playing with his physically based character. If you want a AAA quality active ragdoll system for your game on Unity, well, this could be the asset for you. So sit back, enjoy, and I'll see you all in a moment. Everybody sitting around the world in front of your Google Watches, your Alexa PCs of the future, give a warm and messy welcome to Kavorka Games, aka Patrick, creator of physically based character. Welcome to the stream, buddy.
Thank you.
What does Kavorka? Yep, thanks for being here at short notice as well. I'm going to say to everyone, it was like yesterday we said, do you want to come on the stream?
Yeah, I guess it was one day ago. Right. I saw.
Yeah,
I had little time to prepare. It had to be ready to go.
Well, this is the test, isn't it? To see if it would work. Stress test with, because I do break things. Before I do play with your toy, I have to say, where does the name Kavorka Games come from?
Yeah, it's from Seinfeld.
I thought it might be a Seinfeld reference.
You know Kramer, the one where he says "Got the Kavorka," and yeah. I thought that was hilarious, and I liked Kramer, so I nicked that. And it's a cool enough name, but it has some almost innuendo to it. Could be kind of suggestive. Someone who. So I'm kind of regretting using a word that some find suggestive.
No, don't regret it.
Kramer is cool. So the official story is it's the wholesome and funny way Kramer uses it. That's what it means to me. So it's Seinfeld and Kramer. That's why I chose it. And also, yeah, because I heard somewhere that you should have K's in your name, like Coca-Cola and McDonald's. So I took that one.
I've not heard that.
No, I have heard it. So that's part of the reason I have a name with a K in it, and that's why Kavorka was one of the candidates. And I just had to get the name onto some site or wherever, and I said I will not think about it anymore. That's the name for now. I can change it later, but I'm kind of stuck with it now.
Well, I interviewed somebody the other day on the stream during this week who's now called Blink Studios. When he first came on 2 years ago, his asset store name was THMSV, which was like, the letters of his name squished together with a couple of more letters thrown in for fun. And that name then turned into, it rebranded as Blink. And then won awards on the asset store and became very, very famous. With over 117 assets on the asset store. So it's never too late to rebrand, but I love it. I don't think you need to rebrand it. I think it's a great name. And you've been, when I was say you've been working on developing a very long time. What do you do in the day job? I'm going to guess Kavorka Games. You make games.
No. or yes, and maybe because Kavorka Games is not financially sustainable. It's just something I do. It sounds like a company.
It does,
but it's not. It's just a hobby name. So I can't live of it. Unfortunately, I won't get the development cost back for any of my stuff almost. So I don't do that for a day job. Are
you allowed to tell us what you do for the day job?
Yes, I am allowed to tell you. I do jack. Yeah, I haven't worked for a few years. No. So I just program and
you have fun.
Exercise and yeah.
You enjoy life.
I'm not employed, so I don't have to go to work every day. But fun, I'm not sure about. So I have been working on my personal projects for easily a couple of years now, on and off. I have periods where I work a lot, and then I have periods where I take it a little bit more easy. So I don't have a day job. I have to say.
So
No.
what is the personal project? Is it game related?
Mostly, yes.
Because I did see you uploaded a video.
Yeah.
While I do love watching the ragdoll stuff, you uploaded one about a car prototype.
Yeah, I am right now, since a few months, doing a car simulator. So that's kind of game related, actually very game related. It might even be not the first game I made, because I made a phone app for iPhone and put it on the App Store, and it bombed horribly because it was. Anyway, it's gone now. I spent.
Is that the trading one that made the charts have sounds? See,
Yes.
I love that. I mean, I know a lot about trading, and I thought that was a great thing. And I was talking to a friend of mine, and sounds really interesting. Wouldn't be usable at all for traders, but it's really interesting. And that's like, I feel like this is like it's a really nice touch. Let me show it quickly to anyone who hasn't seen it, doesn't know what we're talking about. I don't know if you got it on your YouTube. I think you do. There it is. Where was it? Trade even if you have low vision. That's the one, isn't it? And I thought this was a great thing.
It's not a bad app at all. It's quite high quality and quite nice. But I'm not sure what to do with it. Maybe I will put it up at the
like this screen
at a different monetizing scheme.
Will be encoded
another time
into sound.
Is there sound?
Yeah.
The position of my finger.
Right.
Everyone at home can hear the bling 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 bling.
Right.
So do you have low vision? Is that what inspired it, or somebody else?
That was another personal project. I was studying the trading market to see if there was a pattern and how hard it was, and if I could find anything in it. So I did that for myself, because I didn't find any pattern just by looking at the trading charts. I figured if I just play it a lot, then maybe I will have it in my backbone, and I can trade successfully, and then I can automate it later. So I did that, so I can easily trade a lot, and then I also used it for I built neural networks. So I built my own neural network from scratch, and I applied it to trading charts, and played around with that as a personal project. And then I figured, right, I have done all this stuff, and this is actually quite cool, and I wanted to have done one phone app in my life for the experience. So I did that, learned a lot of Swift and iOS, and I also ported it to Android. That one never got to the Android store, but the other one, the Apple one, was on the Apple store. So yeah.
Is that why you don't have a day job, because you're making millions off the currency exchange and the stock market?
No, the currency exchange didn't pan out. No, I didn't make any money from that. I don't have a day job because I almost live in a cottage in the woods and have low expenses, and I have money saved, and I live off my savings.
I'd love to live in a cottage in the woods. When you told me like you live in a cow, I was like, oh, this is the life. Yeah, living in the woods in a lovely cottage, lovely.
Not having to go to work.
Yes.
For 5 years or so.
Oh, that'd be lovely.
I did do some contracting, or what you will say. Another more or less personal project. I have an acquaintance that know I could do stuff of all kinds of stuff. So he asked me, can you retrofit my shipyard lathe with a CNC control? So I said, yeah, I had planned to do that on my own lathe anyway. So I accepted and I retrofitted that lathe with the CNC control, and I also made it controllable with an Xbox controller. That is a really cool project as well. Fantastic. You can both run it with programs and you can run it manually, but you have all the strength of computerized. It's manual, but it's still computerized, so you don't have to use wrenches to set the angles, and you can do radius and stuff. You just click in settings menu like in Windows, and you have this angle and this taper or this thread depth and stuff like that.
Is there anything you can't do, Patrick?
I believe not, actually.
That's the best answer to give. Thank you, Gamey, for posting a link in chat for the YouTube channel. Exclamation mark physical to get a link to Kavorka Games asset store page, where you can also get a link to his YouTube channel if you ever lose it. Now, this, when people look at some of these videos, they will see that some of these videos were uploaded a few years ago for your Active Ragdoll. So it's not actually a brand new asset that you've just made yesterday, even though it's currently new on the asset store. There's 5 days left of this discount going. So when did you actually first make it?
Yeah, I don't keep track, but I look at the YouTube dates and I see that it's 7 years since I posted that video. So I assume it is 7 years since I made it.
But you had sold it to a few, you said. You were selling it directly or somewhere else.
I had some direct sales. So I have sold about 30 of them offline, or what you will call it, not on the asset store. And that has worked out really well. I can't recall a single complaint I have had, actually. So that's quite remarkable.
That is.
I'm sure it's not perfect, but it has been no bad feedback.
And these are real people that you've spoken to afterwards, because this hoverboard thing that I'm just showing now, that was a request you said from one of the people that bought it.
Right. That is a request. Was someone doing something with, was it skateboards or some theme park or something? This is not a skateboard, so I'm not really sure. But he was doing some theme park with a half pipe thingy, I guess. And he asked me how to do stuff, and I figured, yeah, I can whip together, because I'm quite remarkable with that kind of vehicle physics, if you call it a vehicle. So, and vector equations and vector math. So I figured, yeah, I might as well try to do something to give him, so that he can continue working on. So I did that, and yeah, he was impressed, to say the least. He called me a coding wizard.
You might just be. Do they ever come back to you and show you the finished product or what they're working on?
No, not particularly. No. There is one fellow. There is a video on YouTube that.
This one,
yeah. No,
the stress test one.
Yeah, the stress test. Yes, that's done by a customer who made something and contacted me and said, a few of them have said this is the best asset they ever had and stuff like that. So that's quite cool. And I know it's not perfect, but if they just are willing to
put some work in.
To put some work in, and it's not awful. It does a lot of things well.
I love that's the best advertisement you can have. It's not awful.
Yes, that's the best I can say about it. I'm afraid.
I love the Swedish honesty. You're beautiful. But I like to point out that this does fall into the category of the make my game button, that people are like, yeah, well, I just bought it, but he didn't make my game for me. and you just need to do a little bit of work when you want to make a game. I did ask you about earlier, like how are you able to add this into like a weapon system, a shooting system? And there is a video that you've got, the aiming IK video. So you're showing something.
Yeah, I'm trying to show something. And at the beginning, I was very ambitious, and I wanted to do everything for everyone, and I wanted them to have the MMO button. And when I figured out that's too much work, that's maybe why I never sold it, because I fell short of my ambition of delivering everything to everyone, and I felt I didn't really meet my own expectations. But this is really cool, and I had a AAA animator see this, and he said, "Nice force vector," because this actually keeps the center of gravity above the feet. I'm calculating stuff, and so you see when it moves about, the hip is moving slightly. Now it's over, but it was before this happened. So if you maybe back up and play that again.
The shooty.
The shooty part, yeah. So there you can see how he is, when he reaches out with his arm, the center of gravity would change because he is putting mass out into the right there. So then he have to shift his weight over on the other leg. It's very subtle, but he, as an animator, noticed it. So that was quite cool. But he was a good animator, and they have to do that because otherwise it looks unbalanced. And he really had an eye for that, because I hardly can see it, and probably you have, but he saw it directly. Nice force vector, he said, and that was quite cool, because I said, yes, I am actually doing the math and balancing it. And I think there is a button in the inspector where you can turn that on and off, and have it on and off constantly. But the IK was quite nice there. I didn't deliver a lot of IK, but I have a script in the asset that is the place to put IK if you want to, where you can put IK without breaking the physics.
Well, I'm going to load up Unity in a moment, and let me share my screen with you on the Discord as well.
It's good. I will look at a few of the videos.
There we go. Just sharing my screen with you on Discord so you can see it in real time.
Yeah, and I was actually looking at Twitch on my other computer, so I did see everything you were doing.
There's a little bit of a delay on the Twitch thing, so when we start playing about inside Unity, you can see it in real time, and then say, click that, don't click that, delete that.
Yeah,
don't delete that.
Looks like you're on a completely different video on my other screen now. Yeah, there is a lag of 5 seconds.
I think that's so that if we can, if somebody swears, I'm supposed to be able to mute, but it's too late for that.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't happen. Big Gaming Chat says standard ragdolls are not that challenging, but active ragdolls definitely are. So this asset is very welcome. And you mentioned to me when we had our pre-chat that you've got you first started looking at active ragdolls, and you had like a simplistic solution for active ragdolls, and then the more that you looked into it, you've got now your asset, which is this advanced solution. So you've ever, like, when I look at all YouTube videos or other assets, it's very simple, and it all like the same thing. You've got one object, which is the ragdolls for the character, another object which is the animation, and then there's a script that kind of links the two, so one mimics the other, follows the other one.
Yeah. Right. Where were you going with that?
And that's fundamentally the logic of how everyone does their active ragdolls.
That seems to be how most of them, all of them that I have seen, have done it. And I also do it that way. So I'm not different in that way. There are differences, I feel, between this ragdoll and many other active ragdolls. So there was a comment there, you said that standard ragdolls are not that challenging. Active ragdolls are definitely more so. And yes, there are, because you have to do a lot more quaternions to match the animations with the physics and stuff like that. So that is certainly true. And when I started out with this, I made the ragdoll probably the same way most who starts doing an active ragdoll does. You put a master and you put a slave in, and you match them together so that the physics matches the animation. And I did that, and it works, but it has a strength to it that you can set, so that it can be softer or weaker in following the animations. And I found that if you do it as strong as you can, it is very strong. It follows the animations perfectly with hardly any lag, but it's hard as Superman, so it could just as well be just a kinematic rigid body, because you bloody can't move it at all. So what you do if you want it to look more pliable and react to hits, you of course then try to lower the strength to make it softer. But then you run into the problem that it follows the animation like a piece of jello. So that's not good either. And then you try to find a happy medium, or I'm guessing other people are doing this as well. I was doing this at least. So it was too strong, then I made it softer, then the animation starts to suffer. And then the natural next step is then to make a state change that when you collide, you run a script and then you lower the strength for a while the hit is wearing off, if you say. And then you increase the strength again so that it will follow the animation. So it kind of doses off for a while and becomes soft, and you change the states. But I found that untenable because there was always an edge case that looked bad, and you have to also implement a lot of different scenarios and try to make that work. So I didn't like it at all. It is maybe a possible route, but I thought that while I was doing that, I was thinking maybe I could do this or that, and then I figured out, wow, this is the breakthrough. If I could make this work, then this is another level. It felt like I hit a ceiling there, where this is where people go. Where I'm not looking at other people's stuff. I'm not comparing much. I'm actively trying to not compare, because it makes me feel stressed out. I don't really know much what other people have done, but I sometimes peek a little bit to see if they have crossed the ceiling. And anyway, I felt that this is a ceiling. If I can do this mathematical trick, I will have taken it to the next level. And I did, and that's when I felt that I have actually accomplished something special. So that's the story of this. That's why I feel this is worth something. That's why I'm proud of it.
You should be proud of it.
Yeah. So I have a few projects that I count in my life resume, and this is one of them. I felt, at least if I die now, at least I have done this. So that's there was kind of a break where I felt that, all right, this ragdoll now took a big leap and is something else. So I took actually the old stuff that they have done up to then, and I give that away for free now on my webpage, so you can download that part. So if you think my ragdoll is expensive and there are other cheaper ragdolls, you could you can get mine for free first and try that out. So yeah, right.
There you go. You can't argue with that though, can you? You can't argue with free.
No. Unfollow for Unity is now free to download here.
There you go.
And I actually made some fixes on it today. Because that one I think literally I have not touched in 8 years.
Oh wow.
And it has been there and people are downloading it, and I get comments on the YouTube videos that I love you, you're a god, you saved my game jam, and they like it. But I have no statistics of how many have downloaded it, so I couldn't say. And I also had people modifying it and selling it, or maybe not selling it, but at least marketing it their own. And I have YouTube videos where someone said, "Oh, I made this. It was a lot of work. Please like and subscribe." No, you downloaded my package and imported it. That's the amount of work you did.
Did you comment on them and tell them that?
Yeah, more or less. Yeah, I said I commented and said something that I'm not sure what I said. It was not complimentary.
I can imagine.
But it wasn't terribly mean either, but it was not perfectly gentleman comment. Anyway, doesn't matter that much. I am giving it away for free, but it's not very pretty.
It doesn't mean that just because you're giving away something for free that people can claim credit for it and steal it.
No. That was nice, but in a way, it's a compliment.
It is.
But I would have it rather not have happened.
It's a strange compliment to happen, but it's there, and I can appreciate why you're not wanting your baby to be easily accessible from someone that's just going to be able to go and nick it either. So yeah, 180 euros is a bit of a threshold that would put most people wanting to steal something off. Should we pop inside Unity and?
Yes, we could.
So you got the
I
demo.
feel I have lots of things to say. So, but we have hit on a lot of things so far, and I have lots of stories to tell all the time. It feels like so. As you commented, is there anything you can't do? And I have had a few people saying I was a compulsory liar. Because how old are you really? Have you really done all those things? He said. Because I have a story to tell about everything, and I have managed to pile up quite a few projects that I have done. But eventually he came around and believed me and wanted to marry me off to his daughter. So that's a good compliment.
That is a good compliment.
Yeah, really. Right.
So we got a question here from also the org about performance, and that stress test video that's on YouTube shows quite a lot of the active ragdolls running around. Have you tried to do a stress test yourself? Have you tried to do a performance review to see how it performs?
No, I haven't really tested the performance extensively, but I am concerned with performance, and I can tell you the history, and you will see that I care a lot about performance. So the free active ragdoll that I did, I had some problems with it being not as high fidelity in following the animation as I wanted. It seems actually that have been better now with the newer PhysX implementation of Unity. But anyway, I raised the fixed update frequency to 100 in that one to make it follow the animations more accurately. So that's double or half the performance right there, because I did it. So when I did this next phase, the PBC, I was concerned or particular that I would manage to get the update frequency back to the standard 50 hertz, and I did. It's not a problem at all. I have maybe some margin because I have much better algorithms now. So it runs on the standard 50 hertz, and it maybe could run some lower, but I wouldn't recommend it. Use the standard 50. And you have seen in the video also that I have the suspend ragdoll feature that leaves the ragdoll behind.
Yes.
Yeah. And I haven't actually tested how much performance that saves, but in theory, that should save a lot of performance. Because it would, if the sleeping rigid bodies are free, which they may be, I haven't really tested, I'm afraid, or a little bit ashamed to say, but I just assume that sleeping rigid bodies are more or less free. Yes, so you see it there. They are. The ragdoll is standing by his side, and the rest of the characters should be almost the same cost as an ordinary character. I have some move scripts running and stuff like that, but I have taken measures to improve the performance as far as I can, or as far as I can without breaking myself in half.
So it says that it says that there's a other system we saw where it enables you to bake an animation in the editor. A use case would be to have an active ragdoll on characters being focused on, and nearest fit baked animations for those in the periphery.
Is that the question we are getting now?
Yeah, like would that be able to be done with your one? Is that a feature that is supported?
Right. So he's talking about a level of detail that you may have lower fidelity on characters further away. That is certainly possible, and that is even the way I am intending for this to be used. But it's not automatically implemented in this asset. You have to do the LOD yourself. So you should activate this only on characters in the immediate action. So that's the way I have intended this to be used. That you have this character maybe on your main character and on the character that you are currently fighting with or driving a car into, and the characters that are in the immediate vicinity in the action that is just now happening. And maybe you have 10 or 20 or something. I have had people trying to do football games and stuff like that. So they want a full football team with this on, and that should be possible. But if you're planning to have this active on every character in the whole world all the time, I think that's too optimistic. So try as many as you can, but you will have to constrain yourself. You can't just make total war and put this on everyone.
Yeah.
You have to expect to only have them in the immediate action, and the other characters should be ordinary characters, and you should swap them in and out like you do with ordinary ragdolls. If they are in the distance and they are not colliding and they are not doing anything interesting, swap them out for the cheapest character you can find that does what it needs to do. And then when they get into focus and get part of the action, make them an active ragdoll and make them participate in the fun.
So
exactly how that is
supposed
to be done, I have left up to the developers themselves.
But you were saying that if I suspend the ragdoll, then I'm going back to like cheap mode. So wouldn't I be able to just? How would I have that on a? on a cunning, it's like how far away they are, the ragdoll suspended, and as they get close, the ragdoll's unsuspended.
That will certainly help the case, and
I mean, that's a lazy. That's my quick 3 seconds lazy solution that I would use.
And I think that solution will be sufficient for many users. That is what they need. They will have this or this many characters. I don't know how many you can have. I haven't tested. I should have maybe, but I haven't. I don't know how many characters you can have. Is it 20 or 50? I don't know. It's 100, maybe. But it's not 10,000. I can tell you that. But I think it's quite a significant number of characters you can have, and for many people that don't have big open worlds and expect to have this everywhere, I think the auto suspend actually will solve the problem for this, so they don't have to do any LOD. But I don't want to promise too much. The suspended ragdoll is cheaper. Right, you're upside down now. Now you have to restart because that character is gone. Or is it?
I just turned the gravity back off.
You could do that, right? Anyway, yeah, I am about performance. Use common sense. If you're lucky, the auto suspend will save you, and you don't have to do anything. If not, you will have to put in more work. I think it's an awesome feature, and I have not seen anyone else use it. And I have had a customer actually come back to me asking, how can I get better performance? Because he wanted even more. But he also said that the suspend function helped a lot, he said. So, can we actually look at the suspend function? Do you have it on now?
Yeah, I've turned it suspended, so I can't do anything. And if I go into split side by side, there we go.
But you have turned the auto suspend on now, right? So it's standing there, and if you shoot the ball on it, it will.
Here's the bloke. So here's his.
Okay. The green color is actually indicative if he's a ragdoll or not. So he's green when he's a ragdoll. So that's why it's green, so you can see when he turns ragdoll. When it's white, he's not an active ragdoll. So now he's an ordinary character, and you can see and now he became a ragdoll.
So if I go like this,
I'm
trying to do it as he's turn it off as he's doing. You've got a nice bit of error handling, not letting me suspend it while he's actually being used.
Wait, he should be. Why isn't he right? There's something I can't see. Because a minute ago it was white and turned white automatically.
Oh, I'm pushing the button. I'm pushing the H button.
All right. You can go into the so you're pushing the H button and you're manually doing so now you have suspended him and he's an ordinary character, right?
So now I put it back on.
And now he's an ordinary character. And it's quite nice that you can do that seamlessly at any time and decide for yourself when you want him to be a ragdoll and when you want him not to be. So you're pushing the H button because I have a shortcut for that. Right. So that works. But there is an auto suspend as well. That you don't have to do it manually.
No.
So if you go to the hierarchy and click Eaton.
So I'm just enjoying the middle mouse of having him dragged around.
Yeah.
He's caught in a tornado. Oh my gosh! Look at him. Question is, can I bake an animation in the editor? Okay, that is set up the active ragdoll, simulate the action I want, e.g. fall down the stairs, and then bake that animation in the game. Okay, so if, for example, you've got this guy set up with the active ragdoll, and now I want to begin my record button and do this, or do that, and now that's a baked animation.
I tell you what,
And then I can just reuse that animation without having to use Active Ragdoll.
As you said, I could probably do it, but it's not in the MMO button. No, it's not in this asset at all. You have to do that manually. Perfectly possible to do, but you would have to do it yourself. So it's not something I have as a feature in this asset. No.
The problem is, Patrick, when you come on this stream, people come up with great ideas, and then they always seem to get added to the developers' list of next features they're adding. That would be a lovely one to add, gotta say.
That is a somewhat interesting challenge, actually, and wouldn't be awfully boring to do because it has some challenge to it. So that would be quite nice. So I will think about that. Right.
Thank you for the suggestion there, so the orc.
Yes, thank you for the suggestion. So
if I go to Ethan, I'm on Ethan now.
Clear answer is no, you can't do it automatically, but it is perfectly doable if you are skilled. But you could also do that with another ragdoll. You wouldn't need exactly this one, but of course this has a lot of nice features that you might want to have, which you are probably getting into more and more as we go. But yeah, go as far down as you can.
Question in chat asking about how easy it is to change. I will show you that in a moment, chat, because I wanted to have it as a big reveal, because I've used about 50 different systems like this. I've made my own Active Ragdoll system, probably watching a YouTube video that somebody made stealing Patrick's code, and I didn't realize it. But yeah, I was shocked. Okay, auto suspend is on. Oh, I just shot him and he turns it back on automatically. And then it's off again.
Yeah.
No way.
Yes.
That is awesome.
Yeah, that's quite cool.
I did not know you had that in there. So basically, I'm like cheap mode, cheapy, cheap, not costing that much because the Active Ragdoll's turn is suspended and it's not doing anything. And then oh look, even when he's getting up the stairs, it's like that stair was a little bit difficult for him, and it turned on and then it turned off again.
I'm not really sure why that. Yes, of course. Yeah, I know why that happened. So that's. Yeah. So that's auto suspend. So you don't have to manually do it. You could do it manually if you want to have more control, but it's a nice auto suspend. After half a second without collision, it suspends itself. If you shoot it or if it collides, it turns to an Active Ragdoll within one frame, and you can't see the transition. There might be a minuscule twitch in the animation, but you have to really look for it to see. You can't see it, and when it turns back on white, you didn't see any twitch or glitch.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
This is insane. Okay,
nice. So that's why it's green also. You have to turn that off, but it turns off automatically if you are not in the Unity editor. But
that is insane. That is insane. That is crazy. All right, now, chat. Do you want to see something that's going to blow your mind? Okay. Now, question chat are asking is, does this work only with humanoid, or does it work with generic characters as well? I saw you had a script for generic. So I
had a script for generic. I had a request by a developer to make a dog.
A dog?
So I figured, all right, 4-legged creatures, maybe that's a big enough section for me to do something about. So I messed about with it for a little while, and I actually made a dog that worked, but his avatar was not good, so his body was half a meter too long. But Anyway, that's another problem. But yes, there is stuff. I would not buy it because of that, because I don't think it's good. I don't even know if it works anymore. But there is something to get you started if you want to do it yourself. It has worked at one point of time. It has worked a little bit. But you can't make as much assumptions as you can with a humanoid, because you know how a humanoid works and how it looks and how big it is, more or less. So you can make more assumptions and make a better algorithms. There is something there, but I would say officially no, there is no such script. It does not exist officially, I would say.
You need to be adding that, mate. Everyone loves a rag. The fact that you now said about dogs. Okay, so there's 2 things on the shopping list. Tweaking that generic to make sure it works again, because now that you talked about adding dogs and generic characters, then that's awesome. And the other is baking the animations. As Sora says, that was a killer feature for him. Now, is everyone ready? I'm going to use a blink asset, because in yesterday's stream we used an enhance asset, which was exclamation mark enhance. This character is part of the humble bundle that Blink are doing. So if you do exclamation, I've already done it, exclamation mark humble in chat, there's a link to the humble bundle, and you can get these lovely stylized. He's also got low poly characters as well. So this fellow here is a standard humanoid rig. If I go to the rig, is a standard humanoid, lovely jubbly. Okay. So it says automatic generic characters is a fool's errand. It will never work 100%. Leave it unsupported. I want dogs. Sora the Orc. I want dogs. Sora the Orc obviously wants the animation baking as your main focus for additional features. Nothing else is acceptable. One thing I will point out to chat. Ethan, okay, as we all know, is small and a child. The problem with the Ethan size, scaling of Ethan, is that it is too small. And when people make their buildings and stuff in first person view, and then they see and they throw an Ethan in there, the scaling is all wrong completely. The Blink characters are scaled to match Ethan. So if you are going to use them with something like the polyart assets or anything like that, you are going to need to scale him up to possibly 1.5, because that's the scale difference. I think it's 1.3. I think it might be 1.3 is the difference between the Ethan is a child compared to this is the right size adult male, and this is Ethan. So yeah, I'm to make things even funkier, right? I'm gonna scale Ethan up 1.3, 1.3, 1.3 just to mess with this afterwards, right? I won't do it now. I'll do it afterwards because I don't want to break it too much.
But is this the scale you used when you this afternoon?
I did scale him up and it still worked, but I will do it. I will do it. Just leave it at 1 because it's. And then you know what? I'll do it again in the 1.3 and see how it does it. If you do, I will say one thing. If you change the model, because Cincy Studios always go, I just change it in the scale factor. I always find if you change the scale factor of the mesh itself, it breaks so many things. So I'm one of those people that doesn't believe in changing the scale factor of the mesh. Just change the scale of the prefab once you've put it in. That's my suggestion.
Could we just use the scale you used this?
Yeah.
Afternoon.
Don't worry.
For the first.
Exactly, for the first one, and then I'll try to break it on the second time round. Right. I need to change my stream 1 second so everyone else can see. Can everyone at home now see the message on your screen? Warspawn's like that. How else can you have a unit scale? You're talking crazy. With Cinti, you have to use the ones in the fixed scale without stating the. Well, yes, Cinti's a special case. All right, there is a. Be warned. Do not press the Format C button, otherwise your card drive's going to get formatted. It's a Unity feature for some bizarre reason. Patrick,
Yeah.
Are you waiting for people to send you like a 1-star review to say it's formatted my? Why is there a button to format my C drive?
I thought it was hilarious because I wanted to warn them or help them as much as I could in various ways. You also I get that warning when you first open it up that you have to change the what is it called? The
input system.
Yeah,
your input manager.
Yeah, input manager. Right, you have to change the input manager to have stuff set up.
Yeah, you have to copy the input manager from the project folder and override your input manager. Yeah. Otherwise, you will be getting a Format C button. Right. So
by the way, that's a joke. It won't do anything. But I haven't dared pressing it since I put it in. I tested it.
You can't remember if you actually did put something to format somebody's C drive.
No, I'm sure I didn't. But it's still too scary to press. So I always press the other button. I'm not sure if it does nothing or if it does the same thing. I don't know. I don't remember.
I'm not pushing it.
Did you push it?
No way. I'm too scared.
I'm not going to push it. It's too scary.
It is too scary. I'm not pushing it. I'm not a madman.
No.
All right, so this script that you've added, Patrick, you've got blood prefab. So I can just drop on a custom particle system for my blood effect if I want.
Possibly.
You can't remember if it does. I love it. Right? Yeah. Patrick is so honest. It's painful. Everyone. Okay. So the pop-up messages suggests that you don't add for shoulders and neck.
It could, but it suggests not because
it suggests not to.
Yeah, because the physics chain gets unnecessarily long, and you can't really see the difference.
What does basic only do?
That's also a feature that I imagine someone would have. It takes away all the bells and whistles, and leaves only some sort of core that you can, if you want to build it up yourself and don't want all the foot IK. So it takes away the foot IK and some other stuff. Mostly the foot IK is gone, and there might be some other stuff. I'm not really sure which script, but it takes away a piece of craft.
It's funny because it gives you Ugg boots and a pumpkin spice latte. Yeah, I don't think it does that. I'm going to click the create now button. Is everyone watching me at home? Okay. Are you watching this? Bear in mind what we saw Ethan do. I'm now all I've done is drag on a script, left add for IK clicked, and now I'm going to click create now. And suddenly there's a load of scripts that have appeared. Okay. And when I go to this character now, I can see there's a ragdoll version and there's a human male version. In here, there's a load of scripts. Boom, 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 thrown all over the place. Let's just minimize that audio source. Let's put that down low. I'm just going to minimize that down here. So now I've got this. That's all I've needed to do. I'm going to delete Ethan. Ethan's going to go. Bye, Ethan. Bye. I'm going to go back to the camera over here. Drag in this follow for that person in there. And was there anything else I needed to... For the cannonball? Is it? Missing transform, yeah. So I've got to drag that in there so we can find our new human male instead of Ethan. And anything else I should think? I think that's about it, isn't it?
I will sound too honest if I answer that. So
I think that was it.
Yeah, it should be.
Okay, wait.
I should do almost anything.
Chat. Saw the orc had to step away. Okay, so I'm going to delete. He had to step away for a moment, so I'm just going to put it back in. Here's my character, Saw the orc. Just peeking about. Which studio do you work with in ABK? I'm not telling. It's a secret. I don't want to get doxxed. I don't want to get doxxed just peeking around. Okay, so put back the character. Right now, I'm going to click create now, and it's done. By the way, I just went down here and put the volume down on the audio source on that one. So that's it. He's done. I go back over to this camera controller that he's got, and I'm going to throw in the follow transform, and on the cannonball, so when it does throw, it will target the person. And that's it. That's why you missed it. Yeah. So if we click play now, there he is. That was it.
All the colliders, all the joints, everything just ready to go in one click. Yeah, that script is pretty amazing. I had not only you, I really enjoyed your message after you did that the first time. I could really tell that you were.
I was shocked. There was a few swear words. So the only you might have to, depending on what the model you have and how the mesh is made and how the model is made, you might have to do a little bit of tweaking, just to set it right. So in this case, the only one is this head collider. Slightly move the head collider a bit forward, but all of the other ragdoll colliders are found perfectly placed.
Yeah. So if your character is a high quality character with a good avatar, the avatar is something Unity uses to have their animations work, and it contains data about what the character looks like. So I am reading that, and I am building the character to your avatar. So if your avatar is screwed up, you will get a screwed up ragdoll. So
it's as good as the quality of the data that you're looking at.
Exactly. So don't blame me. I'm doing a ragdoll perfectly to your avatar, or more or less perfectly. There might be some tweaking needed.
Yolan, how easy to turn on and off? The auto thing did it. And I mean, auto suspend ragdoll. I never have to worry about doing it again.
So you see there is right. The collider. Maybe I shouldn't talk about that.
Talk about things. Tell us the secret sauce.
So you see the collider that is still on him?
Yeah.
That is the trigger for the ragdoll. So if the trigger collides with something, you're a ragdoll. Oh. You saw the capsule?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have a very tight packed group, you might want to make that smaller, or you might want to make them not that packed together. Because if those colliders touch, they are ragdolls. So they
exactly. Yes, and that's what happened when I was going on the stairs. I imagine.
Yeah, exactly. When it's not going all the way down to the ground, but the stairs were steep enough to touch the colliders. That's why it became a ragdoll for a.
So that the people chat are asking about the criteria, how expensive is the calculator? It literally is if the collider has a collision. Is that it? Collider isn't required though. I presume you can trigger via code. Yeah, exactly, because you can see here, suspend ragdoll has been done with a shortcut H key. So he's got that working on as well. So you can just look at the code to see how he's doing the shortcut. Right. So and then just copy it in your code.
If that was the question, yes, you can do it manually, or you can let the collider do it. So that is automatic.
So it says the fact that we are asking this level of detail means we are impressed so far. Exclamation mark physical in chat. Put them on a different layer and only have a player ammo trigger the trigger. Yeah, I mean, it's just look at the code in there, and when we can just start, triggering it as much as you want, because as we can see, the suspend ragdoll H, we're just going to see just turning it on and off. It's as easy as that, literally. Now I want to try and break it. By the way, I want to try and break it. Break you, damn you! I'm gonna break you. So, before I make the duplicates, there is something on the scripts that I looked at it and we were talking about it, and I was like, well, what does this mean? And if I scroll down here, where are you? Rabbit transform. So I was like, rabbit transform? What does that mean? And if you've got NPCs wanting to follow your nav mesh or something, you can have a little rabbit bouncing about, hopping around your scene, and then he'll just follow the little rabbit.
I want to do a demo of that.
Oh, you're going to share your screen with me in a moment, and then.
Yes.
Awesome. All right, let's throw some more characters in. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try and break. I'm going to throw another one in. I'm going to try and break him. I'm going to make the scale on this.
So about the scale,
Tell me.
I have tried some scaling, and the thing that happens when you scale is that this is a physical character. So if you scale it up a lot, it will feel like a really big character would. It feels like the Marshmallow Man. So if you move about at the normal pace,
yeah,
then the character will move much faster, right? Because it's a longer leg.
Yeah.
And that will mean that the friction will be proportionally looking like it's lower, because you're moving much faster. So when you're changing direction, and if you have a very big character, then it will look like he's moving on lower friction, but actually he's just moving faster. The friction is the same, and that is how physics works. Also, if you have a much smaller character, he will look like a minion moving about super fast, and so that works. But just as a side note, I'm not sure how much scaling it will break. If the avatar works, it should work perfectly. Maybe I've tried this before, I don't know. I have tried it, and I have had it work for making giants. So I have scaled it up 4 times maybe, and scaled it down to 0.3 or something. And the fun thing is that they actually behave different. They do not look like a small human. They look like a leprechaun and a Marshmallow Man. Because that's how physics works. I have scaled this in metric units. So if you're not 180, you have different physics. If you're a giant, you move about differently, and that will reflect in the physics. However, how the scale affects the avatar and the setup script, I again don't remember. Have you tried this?
I've got one guy. Where is it? This guy here. He got brought in bigger, right?
Yeah.
So
let's try it. Let's break it. Go for it.
Let's do it. Now I brought him. He's done at this increase. I want to grab this human male, right? And I'm just gonna duplicate this mesh here. I'm going to go to here, and I'm going to put that to 1.5 scale factor. Okay, so now I've got this character here done one. Oh, he doesn't have a head. Doesn't have a head, because I need to put in his head and all that stuff afterwards. Oh, I don't want. Do I want to put in his head and everything? Yeah, I suppose so. So, I suppose we could do. But yeah, we'll do him without his head being done as well. So
the other characters, are they ragdoll? Did you scale them when they were ragdoll?
No, I scaled them before pre-ragdollification.
Yeah, so there's only one of those that are ragdoll now in the normal scale. Right. That one. Right.
So this guy got made 1.3 scale and then was ragdollified. I'm going to call him 1.3 man, and the rest of them are all ones. And then this fellow over here is crazy. Okay. Now, even crazy
But how
looks
they are
ragdoll.
already ragdollable. Have you?
I've added the script. It takes me a millisecond.
Right, I
to do
didn't
it.
even see that.
Exactly.
So you have made like 5 or 6 ragdolls
While we were talking.
While I was blinking.
Yeah.
That's a neat feature, isn't
Yeah.
it?
So
setting this up by hand, because you have to do that in the free ragdoll thingy.
I hate that tool.
Yeah, it takes forever. It's such a pain.
I'm using this from now on just to make ragdolls that I'm going to use in other systems.
Yeah.
So yeah, but we have noticed that, and Wolfspawn just did the same thing I was going to do, is that the publisher's impressed by his own feature. The capsule collider is a bit off when I did that. So that was an interesting one there.
Which capsule collider?
Your detector capsule collider. Can you see the screen here?
Yeah, I see the screen. I don't see how it's off.
It's off. Yeah, look. It's
I don't see how it's off.
Look, isn't that big on the top of his head? These ones, the capsule just reaches the top of his head.
Right.
Whereas this guy, it's up there.
Okay.
All right. How about Crazy Man? Crazy Man looks fine though.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So I might go back to saying use the mesh, rescale it on that one. But let's have a look then. Let's add. Where's the camera? We're gonna position the camera here. Align with view. And is it following the right person? We got all of them named the same thing, so I don't know. Let's have a look. Because Crazy Man uses a unit scale, exactly. Or spawn. Fine. Oh, they've all got this. They've all got the walkie script on.
Yeah, so you're controlling all of them.
Yeah,
but the Crazy Man is much faster because he's bigger.
He is bigger, so Crazy Man goes.
Anyway, that seems to work nicely actually for all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm impressed with my own feature. Right. Well, I'm glad that worked, because that was totally unscripted and made me slightly nervous. But it seems I have pulled that off.
It's all we are all here to break things. All right, now what would happen?
I don't approve.
Do not approve of break. It's fine to break.
Okay, right.
If you are going to scale up the main one, we have to scale up everything as well. Pardon me. I wonder what will happen now if I scale up the original one.
Not sure.
I've got to scale up all of them because scale up everything by 1.3. Okay. It didn't like it.
I'm not sure. That's the graphics that didn't like it.
Yeah, it's the.
So how does the physics look?
I don't think you would have modified the fig, because the fix has already been done.
Yeah, so it can't modify. No,
yeah, you got to do it before you're doing it.
Yeah.
Let's put those back.
Anyway, I'm thinking this is getting out of hand. Maybe we could suspend with the scaling for a while. And, yeah.
It proves a point, though.
Yeah.
It proves a point that it does work.
Yeah, it does work.
It does work. Shall I
think
before I share your screen?
Out. We leave the scaling. Let me share my screen.
Wait. Before you share your screen, I want to do one thing.
Yeah.
I want to do one thing before you share your screen. Which is more sponsored, which is why I was thinking that you do it through code and you can have colliders on the limbs or locational damage, and then only ragdoll when they die. Yeah, exactly. You shoot that capsule collider is being used for knowing when you're getting hit to turn on when you've got the automatically suspend. Can you shoot them anywhere? Yeah. You can shoot them on the foot, in the privates, anywhere you want. So
there's also limb scripts on, so you can tell where they are hit. So you can do different reactions based on which collider that's hit. So you can do different things for headshots and stuff like that. So that's already implemented.
So we could have it that the when you hit a hand, it's not going to do as much force as knocking them down as opposed to.
The force is the same, but the AI will know about it. Your AI, you have to do the AI yourself, but there is variables and there is data available that you can harness to do different things depending on which collider is hit, and that's reported to the Ragdoll script. So if you put the limb script on, it will report that, oh, there was a hit and it was a headshot and stuff like that. Again, don't remember exactly how that works, but I know there is something there and it works, and you can use it to build upon it.
I love that. What does create B only character B only mean?
It means the thing that you don't have the foot IK and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Right, yeah. So, but don't use that unless you have very specific needs and know what you're doing. Because I've had people try that, and it's not easy to put the things back in that I have done. So it's a complex system. If you rip the systems out, you will want to have very specific needs and know what you're doing to get things back in. And you would probably have to look at what I have done anyway to make something similar. So I know someone experimented with it and made it, and he had it working. But it's not something I recommend, but it's there for those that are very specific in their needs, maybe. It's not a feature I market at all, like the generic. It's there. There is actually instructions in the manual about how to use the generic. I haven't read the manual, but it must have worked somewhat sometime.
Oh, hang on. It was a bit too close to the ground when he came in. Let me raise him up a little bit. He got a bit upset about that.
So let's look at a few features here. So there is the Ethan, and if I'm just going to see that it works, and it works for you. So that's the character, and I
shoot him,
and he gets up.
A bit of blood came out.
Right. So all of you saw it. So let's not break it. I'm not in the breaking camp.
I love breaking things. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't want you to
break it. So we talked about the rabbit, because the rabbit is a feature. Like I have a special IK script where you can put your IK without breaking the physics.
Oh yeah, I didn't show that. If you can show that, yes, please. I forgot to show your special IK hole.
Yeah. Have you tried it? Anyway, let's do it, because the example is so ugly, but I could show it anyway.
I have not tried it. I will let you. I will let you show it. I am all a tingle, full of excitement.
So, and what does that mean? What do I have to do to make that work? I have to actually go into stuff. I don't know how to do that actually, but I can do the other things first. So then let's break it. I have a thing called a rabbit transform that Tony talked about. Your name was Tony, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can call me Messi, it's fine.
Yeah.
Captain Fantastic, I'd take that one as well.
Yeah. Captain Fantastic talked about something called the rabbit transform. And the rabbit transform is a thing so that you can use this with nav mesh in Unity without breaking the physics. Because it wouldn't be exactly easy to implement nav mesh. So I figured I have to do that easy for people so they don't accidentally break things
and contact you.
And contact me, exactly. So you don't have to contact me. So it is located in here somewhere. There, it's the rabbit transform. So I want to move something about in the nav mesh. So I put the thing, this game object, for example, which is an empty. And now this disappeared. Let's say I control this game object with the nav mesh, and I want the character to be controlled by the nav mesh by extension. So I put this there. Oh, right. And then I press play. So that's the game object. And now when I press play, this happens. Right. So now I have a nav mesh. I don't know how nav mesh works.
You don't need to. It's a boring thing. Yeah.
But people need it because it's a good thing. And if you use the nav mesh to move the character or this game object around, the character will.
And if the game object is moved by any method, so like just not to confuse, that is not related to the nav mesh. It's just following the transform of this game object.
It doesn't. So I'm not using a nav mesh now, for example. I'm just moving it about in the editor. So any method you move this, you can have your own script moving it about, or you can do. I'm just moving it in the editor now, and it follows the.
And if it's off the floor, if it's not on the same axis, is that if you go up a little bit?
I don't think it matters. I think I have projected it down.
Okay, cool.
With some math. Otherwise, you can just look at the script and modify it. It shouldn't be that hard if you're a genius. But anyway, so it should work even if it's a bit offset. So this is the rabbit function, and the stress test video that's on the YouTube. This uses this method, and he was very impressed, and it's so easy to use, he said. And if he is now running and I shoot him, he will still work and don't do stuff. Oops, I made him go off screen.
I love that he speeds up and slows down to get to it as well.
Yes, that was not what I wanted to do. Yeah. Anyway, I think that is a very useful feature, and he follow it quite nice. Then speeds up and
yeah, I love that speed up and slow down that he does. Makes it far more natural.
I think it moves naturally, and I have the controversial leaning when he turns that people say is too much, but it's actually the correct physical lean. But I can tame that in the inspector if someone thinks it looks unnatural, because these are very strong. They run very fast and then they accelerate very much. It looks natural because we are used to seeing people, but in real life this would be like Usain Bolt.
Yes.
Usain Bolt, because he's really fast and stops and accelerates really fast. So that's why the tilt angles are quite large.
But they're easy to customize in the.
That's easy. I'm just go down and see. Somewhere says tame leaning. If I put that to something else, is it up or down? Maybe.
Just experiment. It's yours.
Oops, I moved the wrong one. It will lean less. Can we see that in any way? I'm not sure.
I'm taking your word for it.
Yeah, take my word for it.
There is a question about like how intelligent is this for the pathing. So like if it's an object, a wall between the NPC and the rabbit, will he go around the wall or will he just keep on ramming his head into the wall trying to get through?
He is a bag of hammers. Yeah.
So it's literally just trying to get to that point. There's no recasting logic. There's no moving around objects.
Straight line. I want to get there, and he will bang his head. So. Right. So he is not very smart, but
it gives you the it gives you the first idea to see and then what you do with it. The
nav mesh is smart, right?
Yeah.
The unit and nav mesh is smart. So if you just you can make this follow more tightly. So it doesn't have to have this distance. If you move this about in a normal pace, and you can also increase probably some parameters here. So these parameters, run speed, walk speed, and I'm sure there is I'm sure there are lots of parameters here you can set to have him follow closely, so that there is no chance to get the rabbit and the character on different sides of walls, unless of course he falls down and ragdolls. And the nav mesh continues to go, then you will have a wall in between. But you have to fix that yourself. Right. So it's not very smart, but anyway.
Ideally, the character and the rabbit will be going at the same pace.
Exactly. But you also have to ragdoll. So when you ragdoll, you should disable the nav mesh on the rabbit.
Yeah, so the rabbit's not carrying on running off.
So it doesn't need much intelligence. If you just make it follow the rabbit fairly closely by adjusting the speed it moves about in the nav mesh and disables moving by nav mesh, rabbit move it by nav mesh when you ragdoll, then that's probably all the intelligence you have to add, because nav mesh has the other nav mesh. And now I did another feature of this, which is rotate as mimic rabbit rotation. Right. I'm continuing to moving the wrong thing, game object. So now you see that it aligns. That's not a very important feature, but
that's nice. We've been doing the nav mesh. The rabbit is the nav mesh agent, so the character needs to be mimicking the nav mesh agent.
Right. That's possibly how it works then, because this is the nav mesh agent. Yeah. Anyway, that's one thing that I wanted to show. I think this.
Can you show us where the on the is it on the ragdoll? Where is it? Where have you got the IK holders?
Right.
For the hands, you were saying.
You want to see the IK, right. So I'm not sure where the game object went there, of course. So let's turn the rabbit off then and look at some of the other stuff. Rabbit off.
I love that's probably how it works for stuff from the exactly. He's so honest. It's ridiculous.
How do I? All right, it's up there. None. That's all right.
There you go.
Right. Now it will not follow that anymore. So you can assign this on and off as you want in script. And you wanted to see the IK. So how does the IK work? I may have forgot. So let's see. The IK is a script. User custom IK, it says here. So that must be it, right?
Sounds like
and
it.
there have right. I don't have to go into the code. Nice. Anyway, this is a script that you can open, and you can add your own code there. And if you do that, it will not break the physics. Let's see if we can get this man. So we take that game object and we add that to the look at transform. And this is not supposed to be a feature at all, the look at. It's just an example that here you put things and it works. And you have some code that moves something, so you see that it works. It's super ugly because I don't have any limits on the look. So he will look behind his back. He will look like the thing in the Addams Family or something like that. And also the character don't have a neck, so it's even uglier. Anyway, now he will look at the game object like that. And as you can see, it doesn't have a limit. But it is IK, and let's see, I must do this here, right? And he's still soft, and you see he's trying to look at it, but I am dragging him.
Oh, his head's twisting off. Do you know what would be nice? Right, is if when it's going behind him, he then has to rotate his body it knows like how it should rotate the body to keep looking at it?
That would be really easy to do. Right. But I haven't done that. I just put this in because this is not a feature, as I said. This is just an example code of how to put in.
Hang on, I'm writing these down, Pat. Hang on. So
yeah, I'm sure no one will contact me and remind me.
Let me find a good note paper. Okay, so
anyway, the thing is that the IK works without breaking the fuzzing, but there is no IK really here. That's just some quaternions I put in to make something. Because it's very nice when you want to do something that you have seen that something moves. This is hello world for IK on this character. It does only hello world. Hello world is useless. But whenever you see hello world, you feel a bit better.
Yeah, it's the Rosetta Stone, isn't it?
Yeah, so this is hello world for IK on this character. So that's how that works, and we could possibly open up the script to see how it looks, but there's really nothing there. Let's do a few more of these. I'm not sure if people want to go to bed or not, but or what you have planned.
I'm fine. I'm enjoying myself, Patrick.
There are
I'm having a great time. I'm loving this asset.
Lots of buttons here to do. You have shown a few. There was one more I want to do that, and maybe first we can do this. You talked about people wanting to know if it is easy to add other animations. I don't know. I made this animator, and it does stuff, and in here is the motion that has a very smooth and nice.
That's very small, by the way. I can't really say much.
And there is this. It's actually a 3-dimensional animation blender that I did by myself. Unity only have 2D blends in the old version, at least. So I did my own 3D blend, and it usually shows up here if I press the right thing, but I'm not sure what to press. So yeah, there it is. Right. So now this is blending. Why do I have to press play or something for it to?
Do not ask me, mate. I cry myself to sleep trying to still understand the animation system in Unity. That should be something I should study over the Christmas holidays. Oh, there you go. It's updating slowly.
It's very slow. I'm not sure why that's happening. Something is lagging badly. Yeah. Now it's faster. Right, so you see, this one is a 3-dimensional animating thingy that's making this very smooth. And when you run and you strafe, it will go to different locations. So this is a little gadget I made to make the animator smoother and blend better into the idle and the strafe and the running stuff. So anyway, it looks funny, so I show that also. And let's try to turn off. Does that come back on automatically now? No, it doesn't. Let's hide that. I haven't been in Unity for 7 years. I've been doing my own game.
You did a great job in Unity. You haven't touched it in 7 years. There you go. Yeah. Just saying, it looks like a 2D. Where's the third param? I haven't got a clue how these things work.
No, it's a triangle, right? So it is 2D, but the lines between each side of the triangle is its own dimension. And you saw the red dot moving about inside. So it is moving on the lines and between the lines, and it is blending like the, what's it called in graphics? It's bariatric centering something, bariatric center something. It's blending between all the 3 lines. So there are 3 animations, one for each edge of or point of the corner of the triangle. So they are blending between the triangles in 3 different dimensions. So it is 2D, you're correct, but I am faking 3D. So it is 3D because there's 3 animations blending, so it must be 3D. It's the equivalent to a 3D blend. So I made my own 3D blend in some way.
Chris says, congrats, you got the author to break his own stuff. Technically, it hasn't broken yet. It's just Visual Studios broke and trying to remember how to use Unity. So I'm very impressed that nothing's actually broken so far.
No, I am not counting Visual Studio. That's Unity breaking.
Yeah, no, exactly. I'm saying your asset itself hasn't broken yet, which I was hoping to break it by now. We haven't done.
Might, but it hasn't so far. I am very pleased with that. Yeah. I want to show one more thing. But I don't remember where it is again. It says show external force. It was here. I know it was here. I am very experienced in Unity and my own asset also. So show external force. That's a nice feature. Doesn't really do anything, but it is something you can use in your AI. So it will show external forces. Like when I drag this head, you will see this in the scene. You see a yellow small line. Did you see it there?
The Discord is resolution is. I can see it. Do it again.
Yeah, you had it right there in the face. So let's do it again.
There it is.
There it is. Yeah. So that is the direction and the position of the force that I am. You see, I'm dragging in that direction, and the yellow line is showing. You see?
Yes. Yeah, I can see it.
You can see I'm dragging towards the crosshair, and let's.
Can you see it at home, chat? Chat, can you see it? Warspawn's got to run. It does look cool, and I wish you good luck. Warspawn says, "Thank you, Warspawn, buddy." Remember, it's on a 50% sale at the moment. ! Physical. So if you're worried about full price, now's your time to buy it because it's on 50% off. It's only on 50% off for the next 5 days. It's not part of the Christmas sale. So you've got 5 days to be getting this on 50% off.
Yeah, we have been going on long, so of course people want to go to bed. But right now I'm pulling on his feet, and you can see the yellow line shows, and it gets longer when I pull harder. And that's, of course, a variable in the script that you can read, and depending on what it does, it could do different AI. This is not a feature that is by itself doing anything cool, but if you are an advanced game developer and want to do advanced features, I think this is a nice thing to have.
That's cool.
Kind of a quality thing of a product that you can know the total force on the character and where it's...
these feedback loops are awesome. I love that. Gilda says, we don't want to go to bed.
Good.
They want to stay here watching what else you've got in this.
I can go on forever. Right, so what else can we do?
I'll tell you what else we can do. We can give away 1 copy, you said.
We can give away 1 copy to...
Alright, so...
You decide. Right.
While we're talking, I'll start a raffle. Right, we're going to give away 1 copy of, and again, Messy Coder's favorite active ragdoll system on the Unity Asset Store. Okay, and it's got you've actually got Messy seal of approval. It's a very rare stamp that I give assets. Okay, I think only 3 assets currently on the Asset Store have ever received this, and this isn't a joke. Right, so this is, and I've reviewed over 200 assets, and this is the 180th live dev interview I've done. So let's say about 400 different assets we've checked out on the stream and on YouTube. This is my favorite active ragdoll system that I've played about with, in as far as long as I can remember. I love it.
I am really flattered and glad that you say that. That really warms my heart, because I want to cry now. Yeah, thank you.
You deserve it, mate. It's great. I love it.
Yeah.
And the fact that Messi hasn't managed to break it is quite impressive indeed. I haven't broken it. I haven't managed to break it yet.
Maybe we should stop trying.
No,
I would like to leave it like that.
I will after this. I've got a Christmas holiday that I've got free to break this.
Yeah. But if you don't break it on live stream, that would be awesome. There are more features. I have forgotten what all the features are. I can show maybe what's the show raycast. Did I turn that off? The other thing? No, I didn't. So let's do it. You can turn off. There are different predict levels on the IK. So maybe to save some performance, you can turn these off. Predict and more predict. And you can also show the raycast so you can know where the. Or I must show this also later. Remind me. Disable foot fix. So when we run around, we can. It's a bit. So now you see. Let's see if we can get to the character. How did it? Like that.
Yes.
So you see the lines drawn? Those are the raycasts I do for the foot IK. So if you want to improve the foot IK or do any changes, you can visualize how the IK works. Because you see when he runs over the trolley.
Yes, I do.
He's very smooth. He doesn't snap his foot up.
No.
Because you see, I have a look ahead where I throw rays. That's the cyan ones ahead of me. So that is.
I love the hips are being pushed up as well as the leg. What I don't like is when the hips maintain the height and the legs start crunching like short, like to move. So the foot goes down and the foot needs to push the hip up to push the body up.
Is it you're saying that this is not doing that?
No, that is doing that. I've seen other assets and other examples where that doesn't do that, and that frustrates me.
Yeah. So anyway, that's.
I love that.
Let's not show that anymore. There are small tidbits of things in here that you can play around with, and we have not shown all of them. Let's turn those off.
The orc says. Hang on. Oh, tell me. I was about to read you out some chat. I was about to read you out something from chat.
Yeah, I was going to show a new feature, so maybe take the chat in between.
Okay.
Then.
So the orc says, after what I said, I feel dirty entering the raffle. I will have to do a video if I win, because I've got to help him get customers. And then Dowie says, if I win, I will give you Saw the Orc, but only if you keep that promise to make videos. Chris, you missed the raffle. You've missed the raffle. I'll open up the raffle. Chris, all right, you do the exclamation mark raffle. Anyone who's missed the raffle, you've got 10 seconds to enter the raffle. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'm only doing that because I think Watch Me Make Games 3 times this week is gone out to the toilet or something every time that we've done a raffle. So he's missed pretty much every single. Have you done the raffle yet? Yeah, you just missed it every day this week. Patrick has missed the raffle. So there you go. Right, the winner is BitGamey. BitGamey has won it, and BitGamey also does live streaming and also does videos. So hopefully BitGamey is going to be doing a lot of videos with this new physically based character system. Congratulations.
Right. Congratulations. Right.
Awesome. Right, show me this feature. What feature are you going to show?
Yeah, right. I had 2 features, but I'll start with this one because I had forgotten about disable foot fix. I have a foot fix because when you do stuff like that and you crumble up the character and you try to do IK, it could kind of get messified. So let's see.
I like what you did there.
So I did it. I didn't do it on purpose actually, because I say message. You see the feet. The feet are kind of. The feet are kind of not sticking, and it looks like that.
Yeah, bending.
Why do they
poking upwards? And
yeah, they're poking up. Even though I have foot IK and stuff, they're doing that when I crumble him up. Crumble.
Yeah, it's like it's trying to squeeze a poo out or something.
Yeah. That might not have to do with the feet. But anyway, that is the, where did it go? Disable foot fix. I just disabled foot fix, and that's how it looks then. So I have a foot fix for that. So now I have not disabled foot fix. And now the feet looks like this.
Now he's no longer trying to squeeze out a poo on his heels.
No. Right, that was one feature. What was the other feature I wanted to show? I wanted to show right. Did I turn it off? No.
Big Gamey says this is definitely being used for his Cowboy Hero game.
Good.
And he streams the progress of that, so we'll be seeing that, how he's getting on.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. You told me about I started here with the motion and the stuff, right? So
Using custom animations.
Using animations. Yeah. I don't really know how to do that, but I messed about a little bit with it, and I put in some animations. So you have seen the climb animations. Yes. You have shown them that. You can climb and stuff, and also climbing down wasn't right there, but and you could do this kind of stuff, and that is again not supposed to actually climb. It's just an example. It's a hello world to climb animations. You have to make a better implementation yourself, but now you know how to make it work and can start with a lot of confidence. And we also have the round kick. Oh, the round kick doesn't work now. Interesting.
I didn't break it. Wasn't me.
No. Let's see. Round kick or blah blah blah. In the new Unity, there is a thing you can click here that makes it work. This is 2018, by the way. You see?
Oh,
yeah. Right.
I think I was using 2021.
Yeah, and it says minimum version, but the minimum version is something much lower, 2018. Right, so that's not here. That's why but you have seen the round kick work in your implementation. So that's how that looks, right? And it works out of the box in the real asset that you buy.
Oh, just to explain to chat, when you buy this, and Big Gamey, when you go to download it, it will say the minimum version is 2021. That's only because Patrick didn't even have Unity installed on his machine, so he just downloaded the latest one, built it, and then uploaded it to the store, not realizing that the version that he's built it in is going to be the minimum requirement that's going to be sold on the store. Thank you for the follow, Carrot. Yeah. So just download it in 2021 and then use the package to be imported in another version of Unity, and it works. I've done it. Hasn't been a problem.
Yeah, and you saw that feature wasn't in 2018, but it works in 2018 anyway. And now it works because I clicked use root rotation here, and it also makes the idle animation look slightly different. Maybe someone likes the look of this more than the other one. Anyway, I made that work. That was not even intentionally something I was going to show. So now I disable it again for some reason, and it looks slightly different. But I have this test loop here that makes animations. So if I press, this is not in the asset store version because these are third-party Mixamo animations that I cobbled together, and you can't have third-party assets on the asset store, so they are now gone. But if you do this, you can look at him doing an assortment of animations, so that, and you see he's green, so he's actually a ragdoll now, but you could suspend the ragdoll and all those stuff as well. So he will do stuff, and you can shoot him if you want, and he will get up as usual and continue to do the animations. Actually, one of the things that one of the animation engine programmers of in CRG, what's they called, Star Citizen company, was impressed about was that I made somersaults in the rough section here, and I can do them even if it was bumpy terrain. I didn't go through the terrain, so he was very impressed with me having solved that problem. Otherwise, if you do animations on non-flat ground, it would eclipse and stuff like that. But anyway, you see there, it just works. Right, it is turning into a mess now because I can't see anything, and I think I have shown most of the stuff that I wanted to show. There is more stuff in there, but I think people have gotten the picture. So,
if I shoot him in the groin, he doesn't have a collider. His groin is safe. There is.
Right, yeah, that's the thing. You have to hit the collider, of course, and that's one of the reasons to use an active ragdoll is that you must hit specific places. You can shoot in between the legs, like really not in the groin, but in between the legs lower down, and miss and stuff like that. So if that's the only reason you use an active ragdoll, you could just use kinematic colliders and do much simpler stuff. The thing that is nice with this one is that it is soft and strong. I don't think I actually have talked much about that.
You did?
Or did I?
Yes, you did.
I did. Right. So, yeah, I did when we were looking at stuff like that. Yeah. It's been a long stream. I've forgotten what I've said now, and I am under tremendous pressure to not break anything.
It's fun when things break. Don't worry. That's what makes things special.
It's less fun for me than for you. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Yeah, I'm thinking we have gotten a lot in.
I think it's great. I've had a lot of fun. Learned a lot.
I have had a lot of fun also. It's gone really, really well, I think. And I remember to show off quite a few of the features. And
you promised me you've had fun. Have you really enjoyed yourself?
Yes, I have really enjoyed it. And it is partially because it hasn't broken. So don't mess that up for me. I think we should round off now.
Yeah, let's finish while we're on top.
Yeah, let's finish while we are on top. What was when I see that I was about to tell you something about the AAA studio I was working for, but I forgot what that was. I'm not sure.
There was another AAA studio you're working for, and you forgot which one it was.
No, I forgot about the thing I was reminded about, but I remember what company I worked for. That was a really nice experience to have. I kind of feel like I've gotten a chip off my shoulder by doing that. Like don't have to defend myself so much after I have had at least one employment in the gaming.
I feel like that as well now. Now that I'm officially employed by a large gaming studio, I feel like I'm allowed to talk about stuff with a little bit more authority.
Yeah.
Even though I don't know what I'm doing, Patrick, I'm different to you. You're a genius, and I'm just a blackguard. So there's a difference between. It's
nice to hear, even though I'm not really convinced. But it gives us someone believed in you, and it was actually this asset that got me hired.
Really?
I did the same thing. Yeah. I implemented this in CryEngine.
You implemented this in CryEngine?
Yeah, I left before it was really done because I felt that this is not really teamwork. They are not really putting a team together to do this. They expect me to do everything, and I can do anything but not everything. So I figured, no, this is not taking me where I want to go. But it was great there. People were nice. I had a really good time. Met some great people. Unfortunately, but I did actually implement the core, the basic only version. They have the basic only version of this. So the physics part, the one that requires difficult math, they have that, but I'm guessing the people who are good enough to continue that work are slammed before. So
I can't believe we've gone nearly 3 hours into this interview, Patrick, and only now we're saying that you ported this over into CryEngine. But there you go. Baroque Dub says, I just want to say thanks. I'll be buying it just to help pay your idyllic life in the cabin in the woods. Seriously though, closest to what I've been looking for in a quick and easy dynamic ragdoll system. Exactly. And exclamation mark physical. I strongly suggest get it while you can, while it's on a 50% sale. You know, to be buying it. If you are buying it just and you want to support Patrick, then why not buy it and then send him a PayPal to add on to the extra onto it if you want. So there you go. Patrick, thank you so much for coming on. Honestly, I have to say this is one of, if not my favorite active ragdoll. It's my favorite, definitely the favorite I've seen in a long time. It's the best wizard I've ever seen on Unity for adding ragdolls to a character. Okay, without a doubt, that in itself is the best wizard I have ever used, and there's so much fun with this asset. I want to do a lot more with it. You've basically lit a fire under my bottom that makes me wonder what else can we do with this kit, and I want to experiment and do some more stuff with it, as I'm sure people are at home who've been watching this video.
Yes, that just sounds lovely. I am very glad you say that. I hope we haven't given them unreasonable expectations, but I think we have spent 3 hours showing them what this really is. So I'm thinking it has painted a somewhat clear picture of
hopefully
what this can do and what it is and what it is not.
Yes.
I hope that. I hope people leave with the right picture of this, and that they have enjoyed the stream. I have enjoyed the stream immensely. And I'm
thank you,
so
buddy.
pleased that you didn't manage to break it. you wouldn't believe. Right. How do we close this off?
Well,
you just click red button.
I blow kisses to you.
Yeah. and then it's automatically
and then it's off. So you have a wonderful night's sleep. Thank you so much. Thank you for the present as well.
And thank you for the audience who have stayed fairly consistently around.
Yeah, no one's fallen asleep, Patrick. So don't worry.
Yeah. Thank you all very much.
Catch you later, buddy. Bye.
Catch you later. Bye.
What a beautiful badger. If you want to see more of my crazy videos, click on the left side of your screen now, and down below there's that big juicy subscribe button, and right next to it is the magic bell that if you click it, it will tell you if I've got a new video coming out. Till next time.